The five senses actually pick up messages from our physical and material plane, whereas the information received by our psychic senses actually come from the spiritual realm. So where you would smell something or hear something with just your basic senses, this is more of an inner smell, an inner touch, or an inner hearing. It's something that is unexplainable, but you know unconsciously or consciously you feel it. It's more of a feeling or something that you cannot explain. You just know. Psychic abilities are actually extensions of our five senses that we can use to perceive energies and to pick up messages from other energies and the spirit realm. So let's say you are outside and no one's around, but yet you hear and you feel things that may not be there. And it has happened, and it's no shame in feeling that way. You're not going crazy. You're just feeling the energies that are around you, because simultaneously we're always between two worlds. We just don't take the time to notice. So with our six senses, we have the clairs. However, usually we have one or two innate gifts. So there's always two that we are very strong in. So it's always best to start with what you're really, really good at, what you're used to doing, what you feel comfortable with. And you practice and you develop more of that. And then you start to develop all of them, because it just takes really self-empowerment and confidence. And the more confident you are in anything, you become stronger. You master that thing. Clairaudience has to do with receiving messages through hearing. You're hearing messages into, it's more like hearing them in your mind, and it's not really out loud. Everything is within. You hear words, you can hear music, sound effects, even animal cries, and more. Many times people have said that they hear chatter or things maybe talking to them, and the first thing somebody will say is that they're schizophrenic or that they're crazy. But those are illusions and those are lies. At the end of the day, we are able to channel and tap in. It's just a lot of people don't know how. One of the great examples of clairaudience is telepathy. And then we go to the next one, which is claircognizance. And it's really the ability to already know something without logic and reason. And when you're having like feelings, which are, whether they be good or bad, it's like an inner knowing. You already know that something is happening and you feel it very strong. Usually we feel it in our solar plexus. Some people may feel it in their third eye. Sometimes people can feel it when they feel like they have a lot of pressure, sinus pressure. Those are, those feelings of claircognizance. Clairgustance has a lot to do with tasting something in your mouth without being in contact with it. So it's an inner taste. It's a very rare ability, but there are times when you may taste the fruit that someone or the spirit is showing you. A lot of times when spirits tap in through mediumship, they want that person to remember them, they will send either taste or smells or anything of that person that would only have known, so that they can remember, so that they can all have a connection with the medium, the querent, and have that understanding in the spirit, so they can all have that understanding and have that communication. Clairalience is clear smelling. I hope I'm saying these right. with your inner nose being sensitive to smells. When you are having a sensitivity to smells, or your nose is kind of blocked, when you have any blockages in this area, it means that your third eye needs some clearing. And it's also very good with you also will have you'll actually smell odors. Like perfume is a big one. A lot of people say they smell their grandmother's perfume, or they smell roses, or they smell sulfur, which, you know, sulfur always has a symbolism of something that may not be positive. It's more negative. So in order to grow your gifts, you want to go for a walk. You want to meditate every single day. You can even meditate when you go for a walk. Keep a psychic journal. Very important. Take your psychic journal on your walk with you while you're meditating. You always want to ground at least 5 or 10 minutes before you do any type of practice, because it just makes you feel more grounded. And a lot of people, if you don't understand what grounding means, you can always Google up grounding meditations. But grounding is something that connects you closer to yourself and the earth, and it makes you feel stable within this world. Also practicing cleansing, spiritual hygiene, which is very important. Cleansing baths, cleansing showers. You can also visualize during these showers. You can also visualize during your bath times. Affirmations always work very, very, very well when you do your cleansing spiritual hygiene. Cleansing baths are the bomb. You can make your own, or you can purchase them from the store. Psychic abilities are the receivers of information. It's everything collectively that you connect with on a daily basis that you don't pay attention to, that you don't see, or that you may ignore, and it's only going through your senses versus you actually feeling or noticing or being aware of it. You can actually use your psychic abilities for a stronger personal power. When you unlock them, you feel more confident within yourself. You feel more in tune and more in touch with the universe and yourself, your own nature. You're not fighting against turbulence, fighting against the wind, or fighting against yourself. You use psychic abilities for any practice, for work, for play, for relationships. You would want to use your psychic abilities as much as possible. A lot of people want to turn things off in life. There's no such thing. Energy is always on, and it never dies. It only transfers. Psychic abilities actually give you information about what's going on around you, but on a more spiritual and energetic level.